When we share choices and power with our kid, you have to be good with every option that you are putting out there. We had a parent who brought their kid into Fire Mountain for a tour. And they said to the kid, they did the tour, the kid walked around the facility, they're like, yeah, this is a nice place. Yeah, this is all right. And they said, well, your options are here or I don't know. And the kid was like, well, I'm not coming here. Like they had an out. The parents didn't have a second choice, which meant the kid was going home. So of course he's going to take that choice. Then we have a kid who's just getting ready to graduate, or the parent said, you can do Fire Mountain or Wilderness. And the kid talked to me on the phone. I said, Wilderness is only 35 to 45 days. I said, maybe you go home after that, or maybe you end up in another facility after that. So it's either a 45-day process, or it's like a 6 to 8 month process, depending on what the Wilderness program advises afterwards. But I don't know, maybe you could get this done in 45 days. I mean, that's a risk you'll take by going there. But it's a lot of fun. They do Wilderness things, learn how to make a fire, bow drill, and then camping outside. I mean, sometimes it gets cold because you only have a tarp. And it's, Colorado, the weather is completely, and in Fire Mountain, we sleep inside, and it is 4 months, it is longer. But our kids graduate, they go home. So what do you think? Because I'm good with either. And he's here, he's about to graduate. It's Emilio, that was his whole first conversation. And so he was offered two choices, parents were good with either. You want to wear the red shoes or the blue shoes? Do you really care what color shoes they wear? I'm not wearing shoes. Now, this is the little kid version, right? Oh, no, that's not an option today. Do you want red shoes or blue shoes? And we're sharing the power. We're sharing the choices. You got to be good with both. So before you offer the choices, you got to make sure that you and your parenting partners have talked about all the choices that are going to be offered. Any questions about choices? If you don't give choices, you will be a power struggle. And that's the next rule. Sometimes that is literally semantics. Literally. We don't give X's. Kids earn X's. As adults, we look at that and we go, oh, that's the same thing. We know. But we never say, I'm giving you an X. And when I said, when our team fails at that one, the kids go, oh, baby, watch me get 45 X's and still not care. And that's exactly what they do. You get an X, you get an X, you get an X. I'm giving everybody X's. And the kids are like, that person's an asshole. And they fight that person constantly. Versus, hey, how come I have 6 X's? And she goes, I don't know. Let me check the book. Oh, it says you earned an X for missing breakfast, and you earned an X for first 15 minutes of napping during group. Another one for second 15 minutes says, oh man, you earned 3 X's today. Oh, that's such a bummer. What's your plan to get your X's down? And it's all, we just hand the problem right back to them. Your X's are not my problem, kiddo. They're yours. I'm supposed to go on pass this weekend. Oh no. Do you need some help with a plan to get your X's down? No. I know Aaron might have some DXing project. Aaron always says he has a DXing project and then he gets busy and we never get to do it. I know. And if we can't count on Aaron's DXing, what else can we do? Any questions? Avoid those power struggles. If your emotions are leverage, if you are using your emotions to motivate behavior, the focus is on you and not the consequence. Don't let them focus on you as being their adversary. Consequences. Now, there's a difference between a consequence actually hurting and a kid telling you it doesn't matter. But if the consequence you set doesn't hurt them, I don't mean physically, that's a consequence, that's not the one we're talking about. But if they don't feel the impact of the consequence, then you know the consequence won't matter. If they say to you, well, that doesn't matter, they're probably right, and I would agree with them if I were you. And they'll say, oh, it doesn't matter, well, what would matter? And we'll see if it still doesn't matter. Oh, well, I'm hearing you say that that consequence doesn't matter. And what makes sense to me about that is, and I imagine you must feel pretty confident right now. Does that sound correct? Yeah. Well, what consequence would matter? I'm not going to tell you what consequence would matter. Oh no, I have to come up with one by myself. Well, that's okay, I can do that. Try not to worry about it. And we can just keep dancing into the love and logic game. But if the consequences doesn't hurt, it won't matter. You've heard me do this one a few times. When the kid starts to argue with us, when they really start to power struggle with us, the only way to win a power struggle with an insane person is to not talk so much. As parents, when we're in consequence, we want to give this long monologue of why our genius will one day change and curb their behaviors and teach them about life, the universe, and everything. It is really what we want. But, as Jim Fay would say, they are not going to wake up and go, oh, you know, that conversation my dad had with me yesterday really, really made sense to me, and I'm going to change my ways. He was right and I was wrong. I better go tell him. It's not going to happen. Not until they're 28, and even then, it's only when you're lucky. This is such bullshit! I know. I don't... Sarah's parents let her smoke pot? Oh, that's so sad. It's not sad! Your rules are stupid! I know. You don't even love me! Well, nice try. And you keep it short. You stop trying to outwit an insane person. At best, a teenager, their hormones are the equivalent of a 2-year-old. Their brain chemistry is almost the same makeup as a kid going through the terrible twos. And here we are trying to espouse our logic and tell them what's right and wrong. They're crazy. At best, when they are healthy, developmentally normal teenagers, they're crazy. Stop trying to explain yourself. This doesn't make any sense to me at all. Aren't you glad I don't believe that? This is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard in my life. No thanks, I had a banana. What? That doesn't even make sense. I know. That was one of the 11 Logic teachers wrote that book. No thanks, I've had a banana. And that was her response to anything a kid would say that was an invitation to a power struggle. I didn't do my homework because your lesson plans are stupid. No thanks, I had a banana. What? That was just her response. So this is how we avoid these power struggles. They say some zinger and we go, nice try. But if it's done like, oh, nice try. It's a power struggle. It's a violent communication that's going to set the, oh, it's on now. You think you can put me down? Watch what I've been practicing.